Daniel Craig definitely broke the James Bond mold with his divisive first, and in my opinion best outing as James Bond, after a 4-year break from Pierce Brosnan. But despite the shift to a more physical and less playful personality, the movie retained styling aspects from the previous series, namely retaining the costume designer Lindy Hemming and suit supplier Brioni. Well, at least for the first movie. Thanks to a huge screw-up on Brioni's part, this was to be their last movie together. See my Quantum of Solace review to learn more about that fiasco. Pierce Brosnan was a classic Bond, tall, strong, with a slim build that could carry himself with some grace, while Craig was a shorter, broader build, giving him a physique closer to that of a boxer than an athletic businessman. Hi, I'm Michael and welcome to my channel for the love of suits. If you're new here, we try to find inspiration on how to dress well from the best dressed men on the screen. We drop a new video every Wednesday and shorts throughout the week. So please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. At the beginning of the movie, we are introduced to Bond as a super spy in the making. He hasn't received his 00 status yet, and he dresses like a well-educated thug with a bank account. But as he proceeds through the first act of the movie, we will start to see his style metamorphose into something familiar, if a little rough around the edges. But before we meet the well-dressed Bond, let's take a look at the well-dressed villain, Le Chiffre, played by Mads Mikkelsen. His suit is a two-piece black worsted wool affair with peaked lapels. Having decided it was not black enough, he has given it a hint more black with a black shirt and a black necktie. The suit is naturally from Brioni and the shirt is from Turnbull and Asser on London's famous Shirt Street, aka Jermyn Street, not far from Savile Row. Dressing in monochrome is always a strong statement, but it's also easy enough to pull off as you don't have to coordinate your colours. And black is easier than most, and while you can look suave and sophisticated dressed in all black, how and where you wear it is important. You could come across as being aggressive and unapproachable to some. Of course, that is the intention with Mads Mikkelsen's character. By the time Bond visits M's apartment, he has made a bit of an effort to dress up, if only to stay low-key. But it's a marked improvement over his previous outfits. He looks pretty smart, but still keeps it on the casual side, by wearing an overcoat over a shirt and trousers, but without a jacket. This is an understated way of balancing smart and casual. He has dark grey check trousers and a black shirt. Over that, a heavy below-the-knee cashmere dark grey peak lapel overcoat. Layering different shades of grey and black is a neat way to stay stylish without going over the top. If you are unsure of how to match different colours, then try different shades of the same colour. It's monochrome without being monotone, and is slightly more friendly than Le Chiffre's outfit. Bond flies to the Bahamas, and he is back in the heat, but considerably better dressed than the Aloha shirt he wore in the Madagascar opening sequence. He has on a light grey linen suit with an open neck white shirt and brown suede shoes. Linen is of course an excellent breathable fabric and a classic for hot weather. It's also famous for creasing, but is part of the fabric's character and is typically worn in locations where that would be appropriate. The designer has nicely balanced, keeping him looking sharp but flawed. The suit is a bad fit from the moment he steps out of the aircraft. He walks confidently, but almost leaves his suit behind it so oversized, and fit is the foundation of all good style. Also we see some epaulettes, military-style shoulders on his shirt. It may appeal to a naval officer like Bond, but is quite inappropriate to wear with a suit. You can of course wear casual pieces with a suit to dress it down, but style-wise this is a clash. He also wears a black belt with brown shoes, and while not a crime exactly worthy of MI6's attention, it's best to keep your leather colour matching. As Craig enters the first casino, he is wearing a very casual outfit, a pair of light brown pants and again an ill-fitting black shirt. In this case the pants are from Ted Baker and the shirt from Alfani, Macy's in-house brand. He is by no means the worst dresser at the table, but neither is he the best. And somewhat later, he has retained the same colour scheme with a pair of khaki chinos and a black polo by the beach. His shirt fits, but again there's an element of clash with this style. This time it's bootcut jeans without boots. And now the importance of style enters like a late introduced character. Bond's wardrobe hasn't played such a key element in character development in any of the previous movies. Vesper Lind introduces some competitive flirting along with his new wardrobe. In their initial meeting, Bond is wearing his sharpest suit so far, yet an unremarkable navy suit with a white shirt and red necktie. She claims he wears his suit with disdain, an accusation that could be levelled at many businessmen that take no interest in what they wear because they have to wear a suit. That lack of attention is showing, but she does also notice his Omega watch, which she mistakes for a Rolex. Both watch brands worn by Bond throughout the ages. Heading to the Hotel Splendide, Bond is wearing a different coat, but still a black wool overcoat, this time with notched lapels. He still wears the contemptible suit, and as he wears it to different occasions we can see that the fit is not great. It's a charcoal grey two-piece with structured shoulders, paired with a white shirt and patterned blue necktie. And sitting opposite Mathis, he's not the only one with an ill-fitting suit. Although, in fairness, his character is not supposed to have the same level of sophistication as Bond. It's certainly not the worst as we're going to see in later movies, though this time it's intentional. But there are two things I would like to mention here. One, fit is definitely the key to looking good in a suit, and it really is about the details. A good tailor will ensure your suit fits perfectly. Secondly, the kind of close examination I give clothes in these videos is to benefit you. Few people will know enough to be able to criticize a suit that fits as reasonably well as this one. The black tie scene is of course now a Bond classic, with some great lines and flirtatious dialogue. For the sake of appearances, Bond and Vesper have connected rooms. He goes to his room to don the black tie required for Casino Royale, only to find it has been replaced with another. When he confronts Vesper, she explained to him that his choice was substandard and that the one she has chosen is more sophisticated. It's great movie dialogue, but for someone who has frequently been measured for suits, I know that even a Savile Row tailor, equipped with a measuring tape and decades of experience, needs to make adjustments to a suit to make it fit so well. Measuring someone with just your eyes is impossible, but it's a fun scene. We see Bond looking refined and admiring how well he looks in the mirror, and what is obviously a well-fitted and excellent quality dinner jacket. This is the start of the transition into the sophisticated dresser that we are used to seeing since Connery. His acceptance of who he is, the role he will have to play, and the spy he has to be, all communicated through the language of tailoring. What's not to love? At the infamous Casino Royale table, we rendezvous with Mads Mikkelsen, again dressed in all black. His velvet jacket is made by Brioni. The waistcoat is a crushed black velvet piece. Crushed velvet has a more crinkled surface, giving it a three-dimensional look. The jacket has structured shoulders with wide grosgrain silk lapels. It is fastened with two buttons and has a welted breast pocket, two jetted hip pockets. In other words, no flaps on the pockets. And the waistcoat has fabric-covered buttons. The shirt beneath is again by Turnbull and Nasser. However, while I feel the tie in his previous monochrome outfit worked well, here the bow tie is too small and unnoticeable to the point of irrelevance. This makes his collar area look unnecessarily busy without any advantage. A grey or white shirt would have been a better hand to play. Never before has a Bond suit played such a key role in a Bond finale. He has hunted down the villain Mr. White to the steps of his mansion. He is dressed in a sophisticated three-piece navy suit, tailored from a very fine Super 100 worsted wool fabric, with a subtle grey pinstripe. The trousers have a pleated front and cuffs, a fine blue cotton shirt and a honeycomb patterned silver blue necktie. He glances down coldly at the recently shot Mr. White, who is asked his name, and he utters the famous words for the first time in Casino Royale. He has completed his journey to the sophisticated spy. He is outstanding in a new suit that fits perfectly. I think the fit of his clothes is used as a metaphor for Bond in Casino Royale. He grows into the comfort he feels as a spy, as he does with his clothes. And good fit is a useful gauge for all men who want to dress with style. Thank you for watching to the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next Wednesday with a new video.